After lengthy discussions about the possibility of Porsche and Red Bull teaming up once the 2026 season rolled around, reports have revealed that the partnership has been officially cancelled. And now, Red Bull is left with the difficult decision of whether or not to accept offers from other manufacturers such as Honda, or go solo and develop an engine of their own through their powertrains division. So which does the team favor doing? Why did the deal with Porsche fall through? And what are these rumors that the team will be able to sport a new chassis in Singapore even with a tight budget to work with? Well, let's talk about it then. But before we do, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on our latest uploads. Now that's out of the way, let's get started. Ahead of the Italian Grand Prix 2 weeks ago, Porsche had confirmed that their deal with Red Bull had collapsed. And while many teams would be in dire straits with news like that, Red Bull's team boss Christian Horner would say that the deal falling through works to their liking, as the team had always wanted to be independent, and that he thinks the team can compete with their rivals with their new powertrains division. And regarding why the deal had fallen through, Christian would say, "Obviously, as we've been on this journey, there's been some discussion with Porsche along the way. A phenomenal company, great brand. But it was felt that the fit just isn't quite right for where we're going and the journey we're on. We are a race team fundamentally, and that enables us to make quick decisions and react very quickly. I think we've seen on so many occasions manufacturers have been less autonomous in their decision making. That was a key aspect of protecting what we have and how we operate, which has proved to be reasonably successful. As we speak right now, Red Bull has set up their own powertrains division at their base in Milton Keynes, where they have employed over 300 people, and reports have said that the team isn't stopping there in terms of brainpower. The facility intends to provide power units for up to 4 teams, although initially only Red Bull and their sister team AlphaTauri when the new engine rules come into play for the 2026 season. Our strategy to have engine and chassis all under one roof in one campus remains absolutely unchanged, said Horner. At no point was this dependent on the involvement of an investor or a manufacturer or an OEM. Historically, Red Bull has always outsourced their power units with the likes of Renault during their championship run from 2010 to 2013, and now use an engine assembled in Japan under an extended agreement with their former partner Honda. Asked what Red Bull had sought from Porsche, Horner said it was a case of what can they potentially bring to the party that we didn't have access to. I think it's always a concern, isn't it? Stability is always important, and you've always got to look down the road as well. OEMs have had a tradition of coming and going. Red Bull's proved its commitment to the sport, not just through Red Bull Racing, but through its investment in Sauber before that, and its sponsorship before that. Red Bull has been committed to the business, probably the biggest investor in Formula One when you consider 2 Grand Prix teams, a Grand Prix, and all the promotion it provides globally. It's a fundamental part of its marketing strategy. OEMs have tended to come and go, so the strategy we have is very much with the long-term stability for the company in mind. Having done our due diligence, we felt that actually we're in good shape. And with the recruitment that we've made, technically we don't feel at any real disadvantage to our competitors. We're in a position with our recruitment and investment in the facility to do all aspects of the power unit. We're pushing ahead. We're not contingent or dependent on other potential partnerships. And while Christian believes that the team will be able to maintain their form as they plan on staying independent, Red Bull's technical director Pierre Wache would concede that the team is in an uphill battle in its pursuit to overpower existing engine manufacturers once the 2026 season arrives. We're pushing ahead. We're not contingent or dependent on other potential partnerships. We have put everything in place. When you see the building put together and the number of dynos and peoples there, it is a massive challenge. In this area, the learning curve is very steep, and the lead time for parts is very long. Then we have to try and catch the others with more experience, the current engine suppliers, and try to beat them. It is a massive challenge, and I think we will manage to do it. When I see the desire, the motivation, the quality of the people we have in our team, it looks good. While the team still has an uphill battle ahead of them for the 2026 season, the opposite could be said for this season, as the team has dominated the standings on both championships, with their driver Max Verstappen having the opportunity to close things out in the Drivers' Championship with a win at Singapore. And that's with a rather overweight RB18 for most of the season, which has led to rumors that the team could possibly be introducing a lighter chassis this weekend. But Christian would dismiss these rumors, saying, "Well, I don't know where these rumors permeate from, but no, there's no plans to introduce a lighter chassis. The fact is that our chassis is too heavy, and we're definitely working on having a lighter car for 2023. Doing crash tests for this is necessary, and maybe we will anticipate the schedule on this side. Whatever happens, it must happen on the 2022 budget. We cannot homologate a chassis in 2023. It's too much of a risk." Max, on the other hand, would shift focus to the team's performance and morale all season, saying, "It's amazing what we're experiencing within the team. I think we are having an amazing year, and it's important to enjoy it as well. I think we've had a lot of different challenges on different kinds of tracks, and now the car really seems to work at every track. We are extremely pleased." Speaking of Max, the Dutch driver has recently called out the F1 chiefs for tampering with the special feeling that race days on Sundays by their plans of introducing sprint races to every Grand Prix. This came after Formula One CEO Stefano Domenicali had said to the media that his ideal scenario would be for drivers to have something to compete for in every session after Friday's first practice. This potentially means that there will be an extra race on every single Grand Prix weekend. When Verstappen was asked about whether or not he would be in favor of such an idea, he would respond with, "I would not enjoy it. I just don't like it. That Sunday emotion and feeling should be special. That's the only time you race. That's how I grew up racing anyway. Sunday is the day to race." So far, from the sprint races we've had, not a lot has drastically changed in terms of results, he continued. More or less, everyone starts on the same tire, and that's where you finish, because you're scared to have a crash or whatever, because then you start at the back of the main race, where the big points are. And there you have it, guys. So, what do you think? Will Red Bull's new powertrains division be able to match up with the existing manufacturers? Will they regret their decision on passing on Porsche? And should F1 introduce a sprint race to every race weekend? Let us know in the comments section below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't.